Oh.
Hey, how's it going? Doing well, how are you? It's about before I hit the county line. I'm away. Last time I got
Something might be wrong. You got Zaylen hey, you got Zaylen up at Navy.
Good afternoon. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'd like to welcome you to the 2024 Hall of Fame induction. We are so grateful for you guys to be here today. I know that it's a big sacrifice to make it. A lot of people coming from a long ways away at 4:30 in the afternoon, but we do want to make sure that we say thank you for that, because it is so special of a thing to be part of this, and to be part, inducted into the Hall of Fame of Heard County. This year I would like to just say thank you to a lot of people that I see out here. It's great to see a lot of people that have already been inducted into the Hall of Fame coming back. I'd like to see Mr. Porter up there, Mr. Hyatt. Several people that's already been inducted, to come back, and be a part of this each and every year. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you to the Board of Education for all that you do to make these things possible, an event like this, and to be able to continue to take care of this place, so well, and to uplift the people that's made it really, really special. With that being said, this Hall of Fame class is very unique. It is actually what it's all about. I was thinking about, yesterday we were talking about, there's several people that can't be here today because they are doing something at the highest level. And, so that's what the Hall of Fame is all about, that they're still doing the things that they're being inducted into the Hall of Fame for, at the highest level. And so they're not able to be here today. And that's what there's no other statement that can be said on the worthiness of being in the Hall of Fame for that. And, so we're so grateful for their families and their representatives that have come here today to be a part of it, in their place. Thank you to every speaker that's going to get up here, that's taking the time to come. They obviously, you obviously mean something extremely special to those that are being inducted, and so, by being here, we're very grateful. If you have some extended family, or you'd like to go back and watch this is being streamed on our YouTube page, the HC Warcry page, so that you can go back and have this, throughout the, as long as YouTube's available. We're going to get started with Coach Barron, I believe. Awesome.
It's truly an honor to be in front of y'all tonight, but it's even a greater honor to stand here and represent someone who's meant so much to me. Obviously, I've been very fortunate to have the father that I did growing up. I can't say enough great things about all that he gave me, but it's not just about being a good dad here or how he treated me, but what I can say is how he treated every kid. He treated every kid within the program as his own. And he truly felt that through the highs and lows. It was such a unique opportunity for me to see it, to see what no one else got to see. When kids had heartaches, he felt it. And you could see it at the house in the stress and anxiety, the highs and the lows, and how much he truly cared for every individual that came through his program. There was a ton of things that happened throughout the years that I got to see and witness and experience, and no man is perfect in any way, stretch, way, or form. There was only one that was truly perfect. But what I can say about my father and Coach Barron, as you may know him, is he did have perfect intentions and a perfect love for every kid within this program. No matter how talented the kid was, no matter what the kid could contribute to the program, he loved that kid. And he was willing to do whatever for that kid. And the sacrifices that were made throughout the years were truly tremendous. I wholeheartedly believe that, I could talk about where this program was back in 2000, and we could talk about where it peaked at and where it's going now, but I think that that's not a true measure. That would be doing a disjustice to my father's time here. That back in, when he first took the job at Alexander, there was a sign that sat on his desk. And I can't give you the exact quote, but it went along the lines of, the true measure of a coach is not weighed in wins and losses, but how many lives he affects and what degree he affects them. And I believe that if you look at his career here and his time here, it's not measured in wins. It's not measured in region championships, playoff appearances, or anything along those lines. It's measured in the impact and the relationships he built over 20 years here. This place is home to him, and I know how much this means to him. I know how much it means, not because of, again, the success that he had here, but the relationships he had. And when he was able to come back to this place and be with you again, that he was over the moon about it. I'll say that, I think he embraces everything that I know to be Heard County. Being able to grow up here and just see how the people carry themselves, the culture within this community, I believe that he embodies it. He embraces it, and he taught every one of us what it really meant to represent Heard County with pride. The blue-collar mentality that you don't have to come from anything to represent something much greater than yourself, and he did that. At the end of the day, this place is beautiful now. And just coming back to it, I have such a great amount of pride seeing it. But at the end of the day, the kids that come through this program, they don't take these facilities with them. They don't take the field with them. The wins and losses and records that they have, it doesn't affect them for the rest of their life. What's done is done. But what they do carry with them is the life lessons that they'll learn during their time here. And I believe, without a doubt, that he was able to prepare these boys and turn them into men and give them things that they can take with them for the rest of their lives so that they can go build themselves something beautiful in their own life. Throughout the years, with success comes opportunities, and I think with opportunities, test your faithfulness to the place that you're at. And so, you know, when you win region championships, different opportunities come up, but he wouldn't entertain them because he knew and he felt, and again, and not because of the place, but because of the people here. He loves this place and he loves the people that make it so much. And, you know, throughout 20 years, the relationships that you're able to build, the impact that you're able to have is truly tremendous. He instilled a sense of pride in all of us in the Wildcat way. You know, one of the main things that I think probably every player can attest to that's played for him is he always preached to leave it better than you found it. That with every class that came through, well, let's just raise the bar a little bit more and a little bit more. And I think that's what he did over his 20 years here. You know, of a program that was a winless program before he took it over to a state championship program whenever it at its peak. That's what he did, and that's what you know a faithfulness will produce over the years that he's had here, and you know. The ripple effects that he has, I think, live in this community and will continue to live in this community for years to come. That there were cycles in families that he was able to help kids break, and just with touching this life and touching this life, and now that those men are now better fathers one day, and that impact is going to continue on through that kid's life, and just the ripple effects that one man's had throughout the community is tremendous. You know, again, to leave it better than you found it. That's what he did. That's the opportunity that he had, and that's the place that he loved. There's an old quote in the book, or President Truman had it on his desk as well, the buck stops here. And basically what that means is it's easy to pass on responsibility on things, but to truly have impact, you have to take responsibility for everything, and to not pass it on to anyone else, and I believe that's what he did. You know, it didn't matter what it was, whether it was cutting grass, pressure washing bleachers, weed eating, we'd both be up here, and as a kid I got to see it, just a true mentality of whatever it's going to take, that he wasn't above any of it, whether it was scrubbing toilets or picking up trash or whatever the case may be. He cared about this place. He cared about the people in this place, and he loved it with everything that he had, and he truly wanted this place to be successful at any cost. He took a selfless mentality to it that, you know, there was no pride in it for him, but just pride in his community. And I think that's why he is one of the most deserving people to be up here. And it's my honor to welcome Coach Barron, my dad, into the Heard County Hall of Fame.
Did y'all catch that? Wildcat way, you said. Oh yeah. You can tell, hey, he's a coach now, you can tell he's drilled in his head. I wonder if anybody else got it. Wow. Well, how special it is to come up here and have your own son introduce you to the Hall of Fame, and I'm getting to join him, and super proud. Before I kind of go into my stuff, I really want to talk about why I've got everybody's attention is why I leave in the first place. And I had a chance and opportunity to express that to the players this year in the overnight camp. And I felt like now would be a good time before I move on to the other. I remember riding back from the state championship football game. We had taken a team that was 0-11 when we got here, and like Austin said, at its peak, was state champions. And I remember riding back and I was thinking, what next? I knew that we'd have a pretty good bunch for the next couple of years, but we were going to drop off because in a small community, you kind of know what you got coming. And with that created a lot of stress on me. I was always wondering, would our history of this program be tarnished because at the back end of the career we started losing? And those things got in my mind, and it almost made me depressed at times. And I kind of got in a dark hole and I couldn't get out of it because I kind of forgot the why. Why you get into this in the first place? Like Austin talked about, you know, you talk about wins in a football game and those things, and those come on Friday nights. But when you're in it for the right reasons, the whys are the little wins you see throughout the day with a kid that passes a test, a kid that now is starting to be on time to class, all those little things that are wins, and that's why I got into business. And during those dark times when I was kind of depressed and down and out, I was watching another guy in the building doing the things that I should have been doing. And he was outworking everybody in the building, and he was the blue collar mentality. He was what I was 10 years ago, and I love this program too much to sit in that chair and not be the hardest worker. And I knew in my heart that I had to go and I had to get away. And but I can tell you this, I'm dang grateful to be back. Shane, I appreciate everything you've done. You are the most organized, hardest working man that I know. And you fall right in the line with my son. And y'all remind each other of me. Y'all reminded each other so much in your work ethic and your character. But let's go back to me standing up here. God, there's so many people to thank because you're a coach and then you're in this position. You're in this position because you got good players. You're in this position because you surrounded yourself with great people. You're in this position because administration from top to bottom is in alignment. And we got it right. And I want to go back to 2001. Austin said that something was on my desk and I can't even remember that. But it wasn't about winning or losing, and thank goodness, because when we were at Alexander, we didn't do a lot of winning. We were 10 and 20 in our 3 years, and we were all just babies as coaches. That was me, DJ, and Randall, and Coach Hackett. And we were all really too young to be in charge of a program. So after 3 years, I stepped down because I knew that I had to go somewhere and learn, and I'd never heard of the high school of Hurt County in my life. I went to Pebblebrook, Cobb County, and never heard of this place. And so with a resume of 10 and 20, DJ talked me into applying for the job. So we rode down here to a basketball game in hopes to get to stand in front of Mr. Carlisle. He was the principal at the time, and we thought, well, the resume won't look real good, but if he sees us show up to a ball game, maybe we'll get a chance to talk to him. And if you think about God having an impact on your life in a direction, you listen to this story and it's 100% true, you'll know that God kind of puts us where we need to be. So DJ and I and Randall, we sat around, we tried to get in front of Mr. Carlisle, but he was busy. He was doing everything like he always did. He wasn't going to sit still. So we probably got about 30 seconds to talk to him. And so we're like, okay, well, I don't know if that helped or not or whatever, but so we're getting ready, we're going to hang out a little bit, get ready to leave, and there comes an announcement. Somebody driving a black Dodge pickup, will you please report to the lobby? And that was me. So DJ and I walk out there, and Dustin's Lane, the older brother, had backed into my truck. And you would think with the city police department being like 100 yards from the high school, they'd get there pretty quick, right? Well, they didn't. It seemed like they took them 30 minutes to get from there to there. And that was the opportunity that DJ and I got to sit in front of Mr. Carlisle and talk to him and let him kind of know who we are and why we're there. And I don't know, and it probably is because I got hit. The next day, he called me in for an interview. And I do not believe that if my truck had been hit, he would have taken the time to look at that beautiful resume of 10 and 20 that gave us young guys another shot, and he did. But I remember after the interview, I think I came back, he called me on a Friday or Saturday or something. He said, it's down to you and another guy. And I remember just praying that night. I said, God, if this is where you want us to be, put us there. If not, I said, I'm okay. And we got the call, and here we are all these years later. But to me, accepting this award is one person representing so many. I don't know why we got it right here, but we got it right. From Benji up top, well, he was the original superintendent, from all the way down to the board members, for some reason, we got the right mix of the right people at the right time. And if somebody would have shown you a picture of this school where it's at now, and took you back to where it was, this facilities, and you look at it, you would think there's no way that's gonna happen. But when you get a group of people all pulling in the same direction, doing the right things all together, it's amazing what this thing has grew into. To me, it's grew into a machine that right now, it doesn't matter, you can just place somebody in one spot and it's gonna keep rolling. Because there's a direction now, there's a guidance there, there's an expectation now that everybody in this community and this school system, they're all on board to make sure. So when I say I received this honor, there's no way that I could ever stand up here and take this award as a coach without having that perfect alignment, that support from top to bottom, because that's what it truly takes to be successful in any business or anything that you do. I do want to give some special thanks to people in this room. One, I want to go back to why I got into coaching. At an early age, DJ and I and Randall, we'd be playing football in the yard, then we'd play rec ball in the yard. And it was their dad's passion, and there's probably not been a more passionate person for the game of football than his father, John Curbo. He taught us a passion and a love for the game. We'd be 11 and 12 years old, and we'd have defensive meetings and at his house, and we would go through the game plan for the following week. So that passion started there at an early age. When I got to high school, Mr. Curbo then moved on because he had gotten his teaching degree and was now coaching in Carroll County. And like a lot of teenagers, I was young, I was immature, I didn't have it all figured out. I might have thought I did. But I got to play for some coaches at the high school level that picked up where Mr. Curbo was. And Coach Fellas, where you at? Raise your hand. That's my high school coach in the background. And the impact that he had, Mr. Curbo had, and those coaches will go on forever. And when you go back to the why you get into coaching, it's because the impact that coaches had on my life, and I wanted to somehow be able to give it back. And I'm grateful for it. And I know there's times that Coach Fellas probably thought that the lessons weren't coming, and I'll be honest with you, a lot of times they weren't, but he was planting a seed that I still carry with this day. With opportunity to be here has been such a blessing from my family. Like you know, I got to coach my son. And I've heard a lot of coaches talk about coaching their sons a little bit different. Mine was a joy. I don't know why. Sometimes I worry about the same DNA and those things, but never had to worry about grades, never had to worry about anything. And he got to be around great men coaching him. And no, I never coached him, while he was in high school, didn't want to. I just wanted to find out, is he working hard? Is he yes or no, sir? That's all I needed to know. And that was never in question. But the blessing to be here, I got to work for 20 years side by side with DJ and Randall. We grew up together since we were 5 years old, and we're still together today. What a blessing and honor that's been. Got to get to know Shane as a brother. I got to watch him grow. I got to coach high school kids that played here and that are still on staff now, and I'm getting to see them grow, and I'm getting to see them develop. I'm so grateful for that. I'd like to thank my mom and dad, my sisters, for always being so supportive. They never miss things if they could possibly miss it. Mom and dad never missed a game in college, even though for 3 years I didn't play a whole lot, but they went anyway. I'd like to thank my wife, Lauren. I love you, baby. 30 years hauling around a coach is tough. It's a lot of late nights, it's a lot of stress and those things. Thank you so much for always being there and being supportive to me. And you may not see her at a lot of our games this year because she's told me she's followed me for 30 years. And only a mama would understand. She's going to go follow that baby a little bit now. She put her time in with me. Sheriff Henry, Sarah, thank you for understanding that not all mistakes that kids make should be a death sentence. Anybody that's been in this program knows that and understand that kids don't always make good decisions. And to have a support crew behind you that will work with them to give them discipline that changes behavior rather than just punishment that might keep them from moving forward, they understood. And we wouldn't have won the games without them. The administration that we have in the school, First started with Mr. Carlisle, having the ability to hire me, Becky, and I know you're here representing him. Thank you so much for being here. In that school building, we changed the school and it changed the culture. We put discipline in the school, and you know, Chris Edwards is a big part of it. And anybody that knows Chris knows that he can be a butt sometimes, right? If you know him. But he was a good butt at the right time because he kept our kids in line and he made the school better. And because he was in the building, all the kids knew that the teachers were in charge. Jerry Prince, he took over. Chris Edwards, Rodney Kay, he came into our school building and provided some excitement about the academics. The same kind of enthusiasm that he took as a coach, he took as an administrator, and he would put slides up of other schools where they were academically. And even as a coach, you would get excited because it was a competition to make us better and better than those around us. JJ, thank you for bringing me back and letting me come back to home, and this is home. Thank you, Miss Kate, for all the years. Thank you, everybody. Donors, you know, there's a business side to this business of education and winning football. People don't always understand that the school systems, yes, they can provide facilities, but they can't fund your program. So you have to go out and you have to get the money. The Reeves family, Hazel Reeves, the Harpers, the Glovers, the Etheridge family, Shane Wright, Hannah Electric, Angie and Joe Nutt, all the things they've done for us, Sammy Marsh. And again, it goes on and on and on and on and on. To change the culture and do what we've done in this community, it has been a group. And for me to say I'm deserving, if I'm deserving to be up here, there's so many people that should be standing up here. We cover this whole stage. But thank you guys so much.
Good afternoon. I am Sarah Japour, and I am here today to introduce Aaron Beasley as an inductee into the 2024 Hall of Fame. I'm here in place of Crystal, his mom, who is very sad that she can't be here, but she tested positive for COVID this morning. And so in true fashion, in the life of Aaron Beasley, we had about 2 hours to figure this out. And so I certainly wish I would have had more time to gather thoughts and be able to introduce him properly, but I'll just speak from my heart. And I'll try not to cry, because after Coach Barron, that was a lot of emotion. I had the opportunity for Aaron Beasley to come into my life in 2017. It was a pretty critical time in my life, or important time in my life, or monumental time in my life, because my mom had passed away the year before. And Coach Barron reached out to me because he had a young man that had come to Heard County his junior year that he wanted to see if I could meet and potentially mentor. I had the opportunity this past summer, probably within the last few weeks, to spend about a week with Aaron and got to hear his rendition of how he ended up here at Heard County. Without telling all of that, he made a choice to come here at a time where I think he would say that he was at risk. And he didn't like the decisions that he was making, and that between he, Crystal, and his father, there was a lot of trust in a man named Tim Barron, a lot of respect for him and his coach Randall and DJ, who Evan, his father, had grown up with and actually won a state championship with Randall. So Aaron came here because there was a lot of trust put in that development and that growth for him. He was only here for his junior and his senior year. And I remember the afternoon like it was yesterday. When Coach Barron asked you to do something, there's no way you can say no. And I left my office and I came up to the high school, and I was brought into a room to be introduced to Aaron. And Aaron was already sitting in there on a sofa, and I walked past him and I sat down on a chair and I fell on the ground because the chair was broken. And Coach Barron was like, yeah, we really should take that chair out of here. And the look on Aaron's face when I was literally on the floor in a dress was priceless. And it went from there. I don't even know what words there are to use to have named this family. Aaron became a part of our family. Within that year, Jasmine became a part of our family. His sister, Evan, his father, Crystal, his mom, and that continued through his 2 years at Heard County, his 5 years at Tennessee, and it continues today. The guidance and the support and the love at Heard County that was poured into Aaron definitely showed. And Aaron's induction into this Hall of Fame is based on his performance athletically, but I don't think it really ends there. He is the epitome of what Heard County means. He's the epitome of what Heard County produces. And I think that if anyone would have believed that when Aaron came here his junior year, he would have his bachelor's degree in communications from the University of Tennessee and a master's degree in communications from the University of Tennessee, there would have been possibly a lot of naysayers and doubters. But he has taken everything that Heard County poured into him. He has listened. Sometimes you're not sure if he's listening, but he is. And he has taken all of that Heard County instilled in him and produced it tenfold. I was given a sheet, and so I'm going to read about Aaron. This is stats on Aaron and his football career here at Heard County, which only encompass 2 years of his football playing. He is number 1 in rushing attempts in a single season. 291 in 2018. He's number 2 in total TDs in a season with 31. He is number 2 in rushing attempts in his career, 517 in 2 seasons. He's number 3 in rushing yards in a single season, 1,961 yards in 2018. He's number 3 in rushing TDs in a single season, and that's 29 in 2017. Number 4 in rushing yards for a career, which that career would be here for 2 years of 3,710 yards. Number 4 in total touchdowns for his career, that's for the 2 years here, and that's 55. Number 4 in rushing TDs for his career here, and that is 52. He's number 5 in rushing yards for a single season, and that is 1,749, and that was in 2017. And then he's number 5 in rushing touchdowns in a single season, and that was 23 in 2018. Number 6 in interceptions for his career here for only 2 years, and that was 7. He's number 9 in pass breakups for a single season, and that was 7. And he made 129 tackles in 2 seasons and had a 7.7 career rushing average. It is an absolute honor to have been asked to introduce Aaron. Aaron is not here today because he signed yesterday with the Carolina Panthers. And so, he continues to just excel and amaze me as a person. He was the gift that I never knew that I would have in my life. I think that is definitely another aspect of Heard County, because family is not about blood. It's about those that love you and support you and care about you and do for you. And that is something that I know I learned in all of the time that I was here. And Aaron taught me that tenfold. And so I'm so blessed and grateful to have had that experience, and I'm grateful to have been able to introduce him to you.
I would just like to add that coming to Heard County was a big change, and it was totally Aaron's decision to come here. And got a lot of family here. My grandmother's from here, but the main thing for him coming here was Randall, who I grew up with, and DJ, and I met Coach Barron, and most of those three taught my brothers and sisters while they were at Atlanta. So the Kerbo and the Beasley family is like family. So coming here to Heard County with the administration, and because Aaron wasn't the easiest kid to deal with at times, but it was a blessing to be coming here. It changed his life tenfold, changed my life. We met Miss Sarah, she's been unbelievable throughout Aaron's life. Like, I don't know where we would be as a family without her, because like they say, it takes a village to raise them, and Heard County is a very special place, no doubt about it. So we thank you for that.
What's going on, Heard County? Aaron Beasley here. Really happy I could make it tonight, but I want you guys to know how thankful I am to be inducted to the Hall of Fame. I try not to be too long, but I gotta start off by saying thank you to Coach Barron, Coach Lassiter, the Kerbos, Stradlins, Coach Napier, Coach Shelnut, the Yates. If I missed anybody, man, I'm terribly sorry, but man, I can't thank you guys enough. You guys know our experience. It wasn't the cleanest, it wasn't the prettiest, but we made it happen, man, and we are here today. And I truly can't thank you guys enough. Heard County in general, the community of Heard County, the teachers at Heard County, the staff at Heard County. I mean, you guys were tremendous, and truly had a positive impact on my life. And of course, the friends I made along the way, the brothers, they became family. It was more than just a friendship. It was family, man, and that's what's so special to me about Heard County is that I didn't grow up there. I only went there 2 years, and it still feels like I grew up there. The friendships I still have, and the connection I still have to Heard County. So, man, it's what an honor it is to be inducted to the Hall of Fame, and I can't thank you guys enough for allowing me to be a Brave and just allowing me to be a part of this community. Again, thank you guys. I hate I couldn't make it, but I know I'll be back around sooner than later. So, God bless, and I'll see you guys.
Hello, I am Misty, Elijah Hussey's mother. This is Sister Cassidy. I have Coach Simmons here to join me. I'm not much of a public speaker, so I'm going to keep it brief. I just wanted to stand here and honor my son and just let everyone know that he's very appreciative of the community and the support that you guys have always given him. He made the best decision to decide to come here and enjoy his high school football career. It set a definite foundation for the rest of his life. I will go over a few stats just to remind you of some of the great contributions he had while at football in Heard County. He was blessed to lead Heard County to their first ever state title at their starting cornerback and their corner. He was an all-state football player for Heard County. He was #1 in touchdown passes for a single season. He had 18 in 2018. There's a list I'm not going to go over. He's continued to be great and just excel on every level. He was at ETSU for 4 years. He transferred to North Carolina, where he's at this year for his 6th and final year. So it's just a blessing to see him to still continue to live out his dream. I'm going to turn it over to Coach Samuels. This was his favorite basketball coach ever. He's going to just say a few words about Elijah.
Good evening. I met Elijah in 2016 at a basketball camp. I was actually at another school, and I was just watching the whole team from afar. And you could kind of see they were a great family of young men, but you could see a few leaders that had something special. So I coached him for 3 years, his sophomore, junior, and senior season, all year. All 3 of those years, he was All-State Player of the Year. Well, he made it to the All-State team. His junior year, he averaged 27.9 points, 7.5 rebounds, 7.3 assists, and 4 steals. His senior year, imagine averaging 26 points, 6.5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals, and they view that as a step back. And that was a great season that he had, but the amount that he had to carry. And a lot of these stats that you see from Elijah, I don't want to say are meaningless, but until you've met the young man, until you see, when I got here, they were like, it's the Huzzy factor. And I was like, he's coming out of 9th grade, that's a lot to put on a 9th grader, but once you saw him and you met him, he was mature beyond his years. He made everybody around him better, players, coaches, teachers, to a point that I think he enriched us and all made us better people as it was. I had to apologize for about 2 or 3 years coaching after that, because you get so spoiled by what he is that you don't realize how special some of these players are until they've moved on. Couple words that come to it more than even the stats, just playing off for H and Huzzy, hard worker, humble, just an honest, real hungry kid, humanitarian. I mean that in a way that he cared about everybody that he came in contact with. So it was great to be able to coach him, but even great to gain a brother and a family member going forward. So it's my honor to be able to help induct Elijah Huzzy into the Heard County Hall of Fame.
What's up, Brady Nation? This is Elijah Huzzy. First, I'd like to thank everyone that helped me get to where I am today, including my family, my friends, my brothers, teachers, administrators, everyone that believed in me throughout my journey. This is a huge honor and a blessing to receive this award and to be inducted in the 2024 Heard County Hall of Fame. Thank you for your support. Thank you for always believing in me. And thank you for continuing to support and believe in me along my journey. Go Braves.
kind of easy to see why I got inducted in the Hall of Fame when you got 3 players right before me that are still playing to this day. 2 at the NFL League and Huzzy still in North Carolina, so they make you look really, really smart. I've got the pleasure and the honor to introduce Emory Jones. Like everybody else, I'll start with his stats. 4-year starter at QB, which is it's tough to do at any level, whether it's single all the way to 7A. Led Hurt County to his first 12-win season, 2-time All-State player. He was number 1 in career passing with 5,491 yards. Number 1 career TD passes at 48. Number 1 in season passing yards at 2,270. Number 1 in career pass completions with 273. Number 1 in season pass completions with 100. And number 2 in pass TDs in the season with 17. And he has many, many more top 10 things that he's been a part of, whether it's rushing, throwing, or whatever, but that's just the stats. I want to start off by talking about, Emory came out at the time when, in this area in the state of Georgia, there were so many good quarterbacks. Because in Emory, and only because of Emory, we got to play on ESPN, because they wanted to see a QB matchup. And what an honor that was for us to get to take a small school out of Franklin and to go play on ESPN. And that was because we had Emory Jones. And it was that simple. But that game, and he led us to, and almost could have had a game-winning pass on live television, but it really propelled our team that year. It made us grow and become what we were those past 2 or 3 years. His senior year, junior through a senior year, and then the year after. But going back where they had so many good quarterbacks come out, you had Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence. He was reading their stats every week, and they were in a place of bigger schools, and they were able to throw it around, and they were putting up these ridiculous numbers. And most high school quarterbacks that's been highly recruited, like Emory, would have come to a coach and said, "Hey, can we throw it more? I'd like to get my numbers and my stats closer to theirs." But he never did. He understood that the time of our program then, if we would have thrown it that many times in 1/2 of a ball game, those receivers who are also playing DBs would be dead at halftime. So we could not. So he understood that he was going to do whatever it took us to win a ball game. If it was him throw it 20 times a game, if it was him run it 20 times a game, if it was him to hand it off the whole time, he was willing to do that because he was a team player and he did whatever it took to win a ball game. You know, I can't imagine, I've never had a player as highly recruited as Emory Jones was. And you're that highly recruited, get recruited by everybody in the country, and literally, it was hard for me to get work done at school because there were coaches knocking on the door, and they recruit a quarterback so different than they do everybody else. They can miss on an offensive lineman, they can miss on a D lineman. They don't want to ever miss on a quarterback. So they do their research. They want to know what kind of a man is he, what kind of a young man is he, how's he in the classroom, is he polite, respectful, is he hungry, does he love the game of football? And Emory was all of those things. Anybody that would have ever had Emory in a classroom would have rooted for him. I know sometimes we get academic teachers that have some of our students that don't always do the things the right way. It's hard for that academic teacher to pull for that kid. Just like sometimes when we're in the weight room with other sports, if that kid don't lift hard in the weight room, it's hard for us to root for him. Same thing with English, math, whatever it may be. Everybody was going to root for Emory because he did everything right. And he was so humble. He could have had all this attention, and he could have walked the halls of Franklin, Georgia, Hurt County High School, in the streets of Franklin, Georgia, with his chest out and act like he's better than everybody else and all those things, but he never did. He was just humble, he was a good person, and he was a good man, and now we're getting to watch him, got to see him throw a touchdown pass the other day, and that's so special as a coach. Trina, you did a wonderful job raising a wonderful man. And I know you're so proud of him. I know that his father is, and everybody who is involved in raising him. Yes, he's a great football player. Yes, we hope and pray that he's going to be a great NFL player. but he is a dang good man, and he represents this school and this community better, as good as anybody that's ever come through, and it's my honor to give it to such a good man. Emory Jones, we welcome you to the Heard County Hall of Fame.
Jones on first down, good protection, going deep, down man, oh man, he's got him to 15, and in for the touchdown! Takes away! And nobody happy to see the long ball on Lamar Jackson, as Emory jumped.
Okay, so just to let y'all know, I did write this down, and I am going to be reading out scripture, so please do. But first of all, good evening, and thank you all for coming out to celebrate this special moment. Thank you for this honor of being inducted into this year's Hall of Fame class, and it is even more special that I get to do it with my former teammates and brothers. Thank you to the Heard County community for always supporting me. I will continue to make you proud. Thank you to my coaches who had a hand in helping me thrive in this sport and preparing me for college and now the NFL. Coach Barron, thank you for those words and speaking on my behalf. I really appreciate you and everything you've done for me and the community of Heard County. To my family out there who took the time to celebrate me in my absence and who continue to support me no matter the circumstances, thank you, and y'all all know it's much love there. And I want to give a special thanks to my grandparents who took the trip out to come celebrate me in this special moment. And my mom, my rock, and my grandma, the GOAT, thank you for the countless sacrifices that you've made for me to have the opportunity to live out my dream. And again, I want to thank you all for this opportunity, and this is truly a blessing. Go Braves.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Christy Lay, and I'm here to accept the award for my uncle, Jeffrey Lay. Unfortunately, he was not able to make it. It was difficult flying out from, he is living in Boise, Idaho, so it was a little difficult for him to get out here, so he sent his niece. And who is also with me is his lovely mother in the back, his oldest brother Marvin Lay, and his older sister Pam Lay. Let's give them a hand. And also, we would like to give honor to his father, who is my late grandfather, Mr. Henry Lee Lay. He passed away in July of 2020. And I am going to read for you a speech that he did send to me. Good evening. For those who do not know me, my name is Jeffrey Antonio Lay, or better known as Pork Chop. It is an honor as I am inducted into the Heard County High School Football Hall of Fame. I am very grateful to be recognized in this way. First, I want to thank the Hall of Fame committee for this incredible honor. Your recognition is a statement to the hard work, dedication, and passion we all put in the game we love. To my coaches, thank you for believing in me. for pushing me to be the best I could be, even when I didn't believe it at times. Your commitment to our team was instrumental in shaping not just my athletic skills, but my character. To my teammates, who were more than just colleagues on the field, you were my second family. The brotherhood we shared was the driving force behind our success and the source of our countless memories. To my family, your support and encouragement were key for helping me become who I am today. You were there for every practice, every game, every win, and even every loss. Your sacrifices and belief in me have been a constant source of strength and motivation. To my mom, you are my rock, my first love, my biggest supporter, and no one will be able to take that away from you. I am who I am today because of you. To the fans and the community of Heard County, thank you for your support throughout my career. The energy you brought to the game and the pride you took in achievement was truly inspiring. Football has taught me countless life lessons in perseverance, teamwork, and the importance of giving everything you have. These are lessons I carry with me every day, both personally and professionally. In closing, I want to express my deepest gratitude to everyone who has been a part of this journey. I am constantly reminded of the countless memories we've shared on and off the field. Being inducted into the Hall of Fame is not just a personal achievement, but should also be taken as an example that you can do anything in life, as long as you believe in yourself and in God and put your faith in Him. Do not let the words of others impact the path you want to set for your life and become everything you want to become. Thank you.
Yes, this is, my name is Derek Quinn. I coached baseball and football at Heard County High School from 1989, I do believe 1997. I had the privilege of coaching Ben Wiggins in baseball from 1990 to 1992. I can say this is a great honor for me to do this video for Ben. I think he's well deserving. I've been coaching over 30 years, and he is one of my favorite players. Not because he was a great person, but he just kind of set the tone for my coaching career. Him and a whole bunch of boys on those first teams. I got the picture right behind me right here of the 1991 team with Ben on that skip, Tim Beecham, Shandy Stevens, Brandon Hargrove, a whole bunch of others. It was a great group of boys to coach, and Ben was a big part of that. As far as Ben as a pitcher, he was ace for 3 years. He won, I do believe, 15 ball games with a very good strikeout to walk ratio. He did pitch a no-hitter against Crawford County, but I do believe he struck out 12 to 13 hitters. But a funny story, how Ben became pitcher for me. My first year, we were playing at Pacelli and we were getting hammered. And I'm running out of pitching. And I used probably the last inning, and I used to go in the dugout to anybody free to pitch. And I hope I said free because he never can tell. And Ben said he could pitch. He went and pitched that 1 inning, and got him out 1, 2, 3. And the next day we're playing Brookstone, who's a baseball powerhouse. And he started that game. And we got beat 1-0. And I do believe he gave it probably 2 years and struck out about 10. And so after that, he was been my age. I know he did a great job pitching at Southern Union and on at Columbus. Again, he was a major person in my career, and especially as a young coach starting off, having a player like him in my program just kind of helped me start my career off. I'm very much indebted to him and all the boys at Hurd County High School. So it's a great honor for me to present Ben as a new member of the Hurd County High School Hall of Fame class. Thank you so much.
I promise this will be short and sweet. But I do want to thank Coach Quinn for taking the time to do that. I mean, I couldn't have thought of anybody else that wanted to introduce me, and I called him, and he said, absolutely, I'll do anything I can to help. But I do want to thank a couple of people first. First and foremost, I want to thank my family, my mom, my dad, who's no longer with us, and my aunt, who's practically my second mom, and everything that they did throughout my career. School, baseball, the whole 9 yards. I mean, I couldn't have done any of this without them. And they taught me a lot of lessons. I mean, they heard me whine because I wasn't doing good, or, you know, this, that, and other. And, you know, they always taught me, you keep working. You never know when you're going to get your chance. And it kind of goes in line with what Coach Quinn said, which was awesome, because I wanted to pitch so bad and I never had the opportunity. But I did work at it. You know, behind the scenes, at the house, whatever. And when I got my opportunity, I was lucky enough that, you know, I was able to continue on. I want to thank all the teachers that was part of my life, you know, throughout school. I mean, they refused to let me fail, and I promise you, I tried a lot, but they weren't going to have it. I remember Mr. Prince, he used to have to come in at 7 o'clock in the morning because he refused to let me fail. I remember, you know, Mr. Reddick. You know, I'd have to stay after class, do some extra stuff, extra credit, that refused to let me fail. And it wasn't because I was a student athlete, it was because I was a student. And all the coaches, I mean, I can name coaches for days, but the work ethic that they instilled in us and taught us that if you want it, you got to work for it. Nobody's going to give you anything in this world. And that's why I'm grateful to have the opportunity to accept this award. Do I feel worthy of this award? Absolutely not. When Coach Lasher called me and told me that I made it into the Hall of Fame, it's something that had never crossed my mind. And I mean, I was tickled to death because I never thought I would ever, you know, have an opportunity to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And, you know, honestly, when I got off the phone, one of my first thoughts was, man, they ran out of people to pick from. But when they put that list out and I saw it, the first time they posted it, and I saw the people that was on that, and I mean all the way from back in my day, Robin, Jeffrey, and I'm like, man, this is awesome. I mean, this is something that I could never believe that I'd be in the same place as they are. So I'm very grateful for that. But to kind of end this whole thing, I am thankful for where I'm from. I'm thankful for everybody in my life that has helped me achieve everything that I've ever achieved. And it's crazy, I haven't been in school, you know, this school for 32 years. But all those people, my family, all my teachers and all my coaches that helped me grow as a person, what's crazy is they're still here. They all have different names. And that's why I'm grateful for my kids to be at this school, and the teachers that they have, the coaches that they have, the administration that they have. I mean, it's amazing. I wouldn't want them to be anywhere else in the world. So that's why I am so honored to have this award, you know, given to me, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
speaking. My sister Robin had asked her coach, Kathy Scott, to speak on her behalf tonight, and Kathy became ill yesterday and was not able to do that, so she sent a speech for me to read for her. It says, what an extreme honor it is to introduce Robin Littlefield McCann to the 2024 Athletic Hall of Fame. First of all, I want to thank her parents for all their support during her 4 years of high school sports. When Robin Littlefield's name was mentioned, it was as an athlete. She was not just a softball and basketball player, but an athlete. She excelled in both sports. In softball, she led the team in hits and RBIs. Her defensive play was unstoppable. In basketball, she led the team in points and rebounds. She was an excellent free throw shooter. Many games was won at the free throw line. She also played great defense and blocked many of her opponent's shots. Robin was a true pleasure to coach. She was always ready to play and was an awesome leader on the court and field. Robin has a student that she has taught that wanted to say a few words about her. And his name is Juan Body.
Quay Body. It's okay. Good evening. Go ahead right now and give yourselves a round of applause for being here today. And a huge shout out to all of the wonderful inductees that represent such an amazing school and tradition. My name is Quay Body, and I hate to say this, but I gotta say it because you always gotta represent. I'm a Callaway Cavalier for life. Sorry, Coach Ball. But today, I will bend the rules for someone who is extremely special to me and so many others. In life, there are just some things that you will never forget. For example, you will never forget when you got your first whooping. Am I lying? You will never forget your first crush. You will never forget what your summers were like as a child. You will never forget how the lunch ladies made you feel. I know they made me feel good. I can't speak for nobody else. All right? You will never forget that your principal didn't play the radio, no pun intended. You will never forget that first time you were introduced to sports. And you will never forget who your PE teacher was. You will never forget who the people were in your life who impacted your life. Coach McCann, thank you for being a light, a vessel, and so loving and caring throughout the years. You fall in the category of you will never forget. You deserve this amazing honor and so many other honors because you have simply never given up on me or any other student. Thank you, Heard County educators, coaches, and community for planting the seeds of such a wonderful coach and teacher to inspire students like me. Thank y'all, and congrats again, Coach.
Please allow me to introduce Robin Littlefield McCann as your 2024 member of the Hall of Fame. Our father is not doing real well right now, so Robin has asked me if I would to read her speech for her. Just keep us all in your prayers. First and foremost, God is the reason that she is here with you today. I'm thrilled to receive this honor with my fellow inductees. Bill Potts, whether you know it or not, I watched you as a little girl play basketball because you always played after my sister Tracy. Ben Wiggins was a good friend of mine, and remember, on our final game at Georgia Tech, that I looked up and saw a Heard County bus unloading, and the first two I saw getting off that bus was Skip Reeves and Ben Wiggins. Jeffrey Lee, he's a great person, pork chop as we call him. Always made us laugh and have a great time. Emery Jones, I met him a few times and had the pleasure of having his mother Trina as a teammate in my basketball and softball teams. His grandfather, Mr. Elbert, always sought me out after each game to tell me how well I did and also where I needed to improve. Aaron Beasley and Elijah Huzzy, no matter where you go, you're always a Brave, so just know I followed you on all your college career. First of all, I wanted to thank everyone from the nomination committee and the selection committee for selecting me for this wonderful award. It's one of the most meaningful honors that I have received. In looking back, my time here in Heard County has had a profound impact on my life, personally, professionally, and spiritually. My strong spiritual faith was led by Bob Norton and Brian Owensby. Coach Norton was one of my biggest fans, and I know he's smiling down today seeing me receive this award. He wrote about me a lot in the newspaper. There was never a doubt that I would not play sports. I wanted to thank my mom and dad for being there, for being a major influence in my life and supporting me. Most of you know that when you played with one of the little fields, you would always see Miss Jim and Mr. B sitting in the stands somewhere and hear them cheering you on. Dad signed me up for a baseball program in Heard County because there was not a organized softball program. Well, after 2 games of me getting to play baseball, Heard County decided they'd form a softball program. I remember all our girls praying that the Chattahoochee would not overflow, because if it did, the fields were flooded. The friendship and the fellowship with my teammates and Coach Kathy Scott impacted my career as a coach. They instilled in me to be devoted, but also enjoy playing the sport. It takes a team to win, not just one player. The community members were such a major impact and influence on me as well in Heard County. Many parents and grandparents supported me throughout my 4 years at Heard County High School. I will be here all night if I had to start naming out all the parents and the community members, but you know, all of Franklin is one big happy family. I was honored to be the first softball player from Heard County to receive a 4-year scholarship. The offer came from me from Columbus State University. Those 4 years were a wonderful experience for me as well. I owe my success as a daughter, as an educator for 32 years, for a coach for 29 years, and a mother to my family, coaches, teammates, and the community of Heard County. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Good afternoon. My name is Erica Potts, and I am here to introduce a very special person in my life who's been inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's a blessing and a privilege to be here to celebrate the exceptional achievements of a very special man in my life. Someone who has made a lasting impact on Heard County High School athletic history. This individual exemplifies not only the spirit of competition, but also the dedication, perseverance, and sportsmanship that truly define excellence in sports. He distinguished himself as the best all-around athlete who excelled in basketball. He demonstrated his unparalleled talent and unwavering commitment to his team and his school. This individual always played with ambition and heart. In a 1979 interview with the LaGrange Daily News, Coach Derek Jones said, This honoree did the job for Hurt County all year long. He continued to say, he's a super player that gives you all he's got every time he goes out on the floor. And I can verify that this honoree possesses those qualities even now. With being named the best defensive player during his sophomore and junior year, having a single game high scoring 32 points and 28 rebounds, being selected for the all-area team where he was the second leading scorer and rebounder, averaging 24.3 points and 15.7 rebounds, and being named the most valuable player all during his senior year is an evidence that this honoree not only led his team to some victories, but also inspired his peers and coaches alike with his heart, grit, and leadership. Beyond his athletic prowess, he continues to embody the values taught at home and displayed on the basketball court, serving as a role model in his professional and personal life. After graduating high school in '79, he joined the United States Marine Corps, where he served for 13 years. During his service time, he was an auto body repair mechanic, recruiter, and a welder. His fortitude and hard work earned him awards such as certificates of achievement, commendation, and service medals. As a Marine, he traveled the United States and abroad. Staying true to his love for basketball, while on duty in California and Okinawa, Japan, he continued as a one-man working force on the basketball court, winning championships. His final duty station was at the Marine Corps Logistics Base in Albany, Georgia. In 1993, he was hired as a civil service employee at the base. Currently, he serves as a supervisor in the trade division. Even in this capacity, he managed to establish a basketball team titled in his last name, where he served as coach and player. Still competitive, still winning. He would tell his players on his team, I'm going to keep playing until no one can stop me. No one could, so he kept playing. Eager to continue his patriotic feat in serving our country, he joined the United States Army Reserves in 1998. While in the Army Reserves, he served as a petroleum supply specialist at the 377th Quartermaster Company in Tifton, Georgia. He was promoted to Sergeant First Class and continued serving as a mobilization trainer at Camp Shelby, Mississippi. In April 2018, he retired with a combined total of 32 years dedicated to serving our country. 4 years prior, and who would think it, at a ripe age of 52, he neatly folded his basketball shorts and hung up his basketball shoes. Still, a passionate basketball fanatic, every year, I'll listen to him talk about all the greats in the NBA, like Will Chamberlain, Dr. J, Bill Russell, and many others. And this is every single season. Amidst all his service, responsibilities, ambition to keep setting and reaching goals, and I can't forget again, basketball, he did find time to enroll at Albany Technical College, where he successfully obtained his welding diploma. I met this honoree in 1999, while also serving in the Army Reserves. During our courtship, I learned that he is a Christian and loves God, a dependable and loyal friend, provider, servant, and someone who loves his family with every ounce of his being. He's quiet but resilient, always smiling, slow to anger, but please don't push him. He is someone who firmly believes that anything worth having is worth working and waiting for. These qualities are quite rare and very attractive. So when he asked, of course I said yes, and we were married in April of 2008. We are blessed with two beautiful daughters, Bailey and Ariel, who are here tonight with us or this afternoon. Truly, the legacy of this honoree is one of undeniable excellence, of being a man, an athlete, soldier, Marine, husband, father, and as a remarkable person. So yeah, I stand here today with immense pride and unfathomable love to introduce to some and to present to others. My husband, Mr. Billy Jr. Potts, you call him Bill, I call him BJ, as a 2024 Hurt County High School Athletics Hall of Fame inductee.
Good afternoon. How can I follow that? It's over. All right, good afternoon again. I'm not a big talker, so I'm not gonna keep it long. I promise you not to bore you to death, but, as my lovely wife was saying, you know, we've been together for a while, and I still think she loves me, but, you know, that just me. When I first, you know, was playing, you know, here at Hurd High, what I always do, I always, you know, just kind of never brag, never boast, and none of that stuff. I let other people do that. If anybody got anything good to say, I let them say it. I just leave it out there on the court. And, you know, you say what you want to say. Don't say nothing at all. But just enjoy what I do out there, because some of the stuff I did, I still can't figure out how I done it. Because it was just, you know, I'm not a real big guy, but anybody my size, they did not get my motor going. You know, you're gonna have to be at least about 3'6", 3'6", you know, because we played against some guys that, I don't know if anybody remember Derek Smith, who went on to play in the NBA. Coach Jones, before the game, he had told us, don't try to block a shot, don't do that, don't do this, just let him have his way. But that one particular night, he came in on the baseline, went up, and I went up there and pinned that mess on glass. In his gym. So, you know, anyway, and Tony Rogers, stand up, please. Here's one of my teammates. And he was the alley-oop guy. I was on the receiving end. You know, he would throw it up there. Sometimes I thought he was just really trying me out, see if I could get it. But anyway, I think we was about 100% on that thing, because I don't recall missing. And I don't think you threw it where I couldn't get it. But anyway, he was one of my teammates back in the day. But when I graduated, like my wife said I did, he and I actually went to join the Marine Corps, left at the same time. He stayed a few years, I stayed a little longer, went out there to Parris Island, got ate up by the sand fleas, and if I don't know what that is, those are little gnats with their claws, and you couldn't, and you just have a whole slew of them just eating them, and you couldn't hit them, couldn't kill them. Because the drill instructor said they like to eat too, so leave them alone. But anyway, when I graduated basic training, I came home 10 days, left, went to my MOS school, military occupational school. But anyway, we got there, finished school, they kept me there to play basketball. After I had been graduated, so when the game was over, I mean the season was over, they sent me to California out there, you know, back in the gym, you know, 19 of those seasons, stuff like that. But anyway, and when I left there, I went on over to Japan, and we was the Far East champions over there that year. Hawaii flew over, they came there to see what they could do, but we sent them home in a losing bracket. And they sent me back to California when I left there, and when I got there, you know, they was, you know, skill playing, you know, they would do, they would pick, you know, out of all the different countries, they would get the best players to make an all-star team, and you would travel around like a college team, more or less. You know, we played some college teams, and so we went out. When I left there, I went to New York. And the funniest thing, I thought they were really trying to set me up, because when I got there, believe it or not, my office, not one, but 2 strip joints inside, 2 strip joints. I don't know y'all know anything about that, but But anyway, so in my last year, my office, it was on the second floor, and lo and behold, it was on top of the liquor store. So I know they were trying to set me on then. But I survived all that. I came, after I left there, I landed there and down there in Albany, Georgia, where I'm at now, you know, doing my thing, and you know, became league MVP and all that good stuff, you know. And but anyway, got out, you know, got out of the Marine Corps in '93, like she said, and we continued to play. We got a team, civilian team, we put in there, you know, we named it Potts team, whatever. Didn't have nothing else better to do, and you know, we kept my company trophy cage just filled with trophies. And like you said, when I was 52, I finally quit playing, and you know, I was just working, just doing my thing, you know, refurbishing, you know, military equipment, make sure, you know, the guys out in the field have their stuff done right. Because when it comes to us, that's the last stop before they go to the graveyard with that stuff. So we have to make sure we do what we do and go from there. And somewhere along the way, I ran into this little lady here. So and like you said, we got our two girls out there. They keep us busy and all that good stuff. And hopefully one day they'll be standing, not necessarily here, but the school that they go to down in Lee County. You know, the same year their school won the state championship. Same year, Hurd High did. So it was like a double whammy for me. I said, we win from everybody. But anyway, I'm not gonna say anything else. I'm gonna go ahead and let the next one get up here. But anyway, it's a great honor, a pleasure, being here on this stage. And I do want to thank all my family out there that showed up for this here grand occasion. Thank you, and God bless.
Each person that has been at the podium tonight has mentioned the support that our kids have here at Hurd County. It's truly a special community. And it's an honor and a privilege today to get to introduce two of the most dedicated Brave Nation supporters. In particular, the Lady Braves. These two have a special heart for the female athletes. And for the past 10 years, they have traveled countless miles and held regular seats in the bleachers to cheer on their Hurd County Lady Braves. They have witnessed many classes of athletes come and go, but I bet if you ask any of those players, besides your family, who do you think saw you play the most when you were in high school? They would no doubt say Nanny and Papa Lou. The players can always look forward to goodie bags filled with bubble gum and snacks, and if there happens to be a Krispy Kreme donuts nearby, they will no doubt have boxes of hot donuts waiting for them after the game. But their special support doesn't just finish when the athletes graduate from high school. These two super fans have planned many trips and made many trips to watch former Lady Braves at the next level continue their athletic careers. There's one sitting here today. Tori came to support them today. I know they had been to see her when she was playing. And they'll travel to the ends of the earth to see former Lady Brave and granddaughter Alexis Nelms, because she's now a Division I college basketball referee. Nanny and Papa Lou are certainly worthy of this induction, but I think it's important to tell you that they're very humble, and I know that this attention is probably difficult for them. They like to operate quietly on all that they do. I'm not allowed to say some of the things, but they prefer to let their leg breaks get all the attention. But tonight, we ask that you guys let us honor and acknowledge all that you have done for the community of female athletes that have been and continue to be so fortunate to have you as a part of their experience here at Heard County. So Lou and Kathy Coindent, or Nanny and Papa Lou, as we lovingly call them, welcome to the Heard County 2024 Class Hall of Fame.
I'm not very good at this, but when Miss Kay called us, I didn't even know what the Hall of Fame was. I said, "Why are you calling me?" She said, "You're part of the Hall of Fame." I said, "Miss Kay, we don't tell people what we do. We don't let them know what we do. We do it because we love the girls." And I felt bad because girls didn't get very much attention and the boys got all the attention. And I said, "That's not right. I'm going to make sure our girls get attention. I'm going to see that they stay in a nice place. I'm going to see that I give them things and I honor them." Because every girl that played on every team, ever since my son played here, and he was a wrestler, but the basketball girls, you go to watch boys, but you don't watch the girls. You don't want to go to the softball game, but you want to go to the football game. These girls work just as hard as any boy. Stay up late, stay up. Girls fight, girls argue, but in the end, they come out together and say, "We're gonna win, we're afraid." And we love the girls. Each one of them, we become part of their life. We love to see them grow. We love to see what they do, what they become. And even if it was a manager and she became a good mom, we loved her. We wanted to see what these girls do when they grow. And we go to their high school games, we go to college games, we go to all kinds of games. We need to honor the girls that come to Heard County High School, and they need to be rewarded just as much as the boys. They work just as hard, stay up just as late, and have just as many problems. And I can remember many a time, the girls, I would beg to see them at Christmas time, to give them gifts, to make them happy. But I want you to know, these girls from this school go on to do great things because they become good, independent women. And they came from this school. I didn't write a speech. I didn't need to write a speech. We just love girls.
I don't know what else to say after all of that, but again, when Miss Kay called and told us we were on the way to Tennessee with our granddaughter to go to work up there, and like Coach Jason said, you know, she is a college referee now in Division I sports. But Coach Akins, I thank you for those lovely words you said about it, to the nominating committee and for the selection committee. We thank you, and we usually try to keep it under the radar, but I guess somehow our head popped up too soon. Thank you.
Before we conclude tonight, our superintendent, Mike Roberts, is going to come say a few words. But on behalf of Heard County High School, I do want to say congratulations to all our inductees. A lot of these people tonight, they are recognized for their impact with our athletes, but the impacts they have made on this community go far beyond our athletic competitions. That goes into the communities, to the lives of the people, and those impacts have carried on for generations. And it's, I've been in this business now 20 years, and it's awesome just to see the impacts that have been made. Starting out with Coach Barron, to some of our young student athletes who still have the opportunity to play today, to people like Manny and Papa Lou who are still pouring into our student athletes. And somebody said earlier tonight, it takes a village, you know, to raise a child, and you truly saw that, I think, this evening with a lot of these individuals. So again, congratulations to each one of our inductees. At this time, Mr. Roberts, we welcome you to the stage.
I have to move this mic down after JJ walks away. Not quite as tall as he is. Hey, what an honor. Isn't it great to come home and reminisce and just sit back there and listen to all the great stories and all the memories and see everyone's smiling face? It's an honor to honor you tonight. If you were listening to what Coach Barron said about the transformation of our school system over the years, I want our inductees to know you're part of that, because you come and you set a bar, you set a standard in how that you conducted yourself at Hurt County High School, and the effort that you gave and the things that you did. And so we stand on your shoulders. We build off of what you have done over the years, and we thank you. It is our honor to have honored you tonight. As I look out and I see Mr. Hyatt, we all stand upon someone else's shoulders and we build upon the work that they have done. So know that you're home tonight. We are glad that you're back home. It is our honor to honor you, and I hope you have enjoyed this evening. Just a few reminders before we go. We meet you on the football field. Look for Miss Cave at 6:45, okay? So representatives and inductees, please be on the field tonight at 6:45. It's been our honor tonight to recognize each and every one of you. And let's have a great night tonight, and let's get a win and go Braves.